Welcome to Friendly Geordies presents Shawarma FM. How are you doing, miss?
Hello, Ali. I don't know what your full name is, but hello.
No one does. It's like Madonna.
Yeah.
No two names required, my friend.
Can I just show you this
Massive celebrities like me don't need to. What the hell? Why are you showing me random? We went through this over this. Like my hate for Indians has gone a bit too much, and some of our fans are complaining. Stop showing me Alba wearing a turban and laughing at it.
I'm not. I guess I am. Wait. Just quickly, there is. Where is it? Here it is. Here we go. HSP. This might be an alternative name for our podcast. Mm-hmm. We'll keep it a Shawarma FM, but maybe one day. HSP, Hrvatska, which is Croatia, Shawarma Podcast.
Oh, that's what that means.
Yeah, HSP, Hrvatska Shawarma Podcast.
Okay, why do you get in your country name and I just get like a random food item from Turkey?
Yeah, I don't know. It's close enough, dude.
Close enough.
So yeah, that's I'm just
actually on that note.
Hey,
that is our first segment because it's close enough is the thing that I have a problem with. Today, something really offensive happened, and you did not even bring it up. Mm-hmm. Oh. Pauline Hanson.
Oh yeah, she forgot.
Made a mockery of my people, my faith, so much more.
Yeah.
And you just sit there. You don't care. I defend you. I defend your faith. Every time a priest does something dodgy, I say, not all priests. Miss Love, do not feel bad about this. Not all priests. But when it comes to my community and my people, you stay silent. You do nothing. Pauline Hanson, this is the second time she's done it. And not a word from you, miss. Not a single word.
They're pretty good. Have I let you down?
And what all this for? For banning something that she claims is going to be used for crime? How many times have you seen burqa ladies robbing banks, miss?
Look, there's only one thing to say in a troubling time like this, Ali, and I have to really search the annals of my psyche to get there to answer this one. Love it or leave it, mate.
That's what I feel about this friendship now.
Oh shit, it's all over.
That's what I feel about this friendship. But okay,
are you upset?
Not really, but that was the poll. I might cut that up as a clip, as like a clickbaiting thing.
Yeah, good.
But I mean, look, man, I can't get upset by anything Pauline does. I don't take her nearly as seriously.
Hey, Faruqi got pissed.
Which almost was worth it.
Almost worth it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like, what do you think about this?
It's obviously
and the fact that she got suspended for 7 days for it too.
It's obviously like
so clearly, actually, going back to my previous point, the white man does care to some extent.
Yeah. It's obviously like a stunt. I would say quite funny stunt.
But do you agree with the cause? The cause of like, okay, so she wants to ban the burqa.
Yeah.
Okay, I watched her press conference afterwards because I was confused. Like, why are you doing this?
I wasn't sure why.
So she did this because she tabled a bill to ban burqa in Australia, and no one was interested in it. So they didn't even. You need like certain amount of support for a bill to be discussed in the Senate.
Right.
It didn't even get that much effort.
Right.
And so she came in the next day wearing a burqa to make a point that like, oh, it's not a problem, right? So here you go.
I mean, I understand that it might be seen as these Muslims might see it as culturally insensitive. Is it that offensive? I suppose, though, for her to do. I suppose it is. Is it offensive?
It's not offensive. It's not offensive. It's more like, why is this like? It's one of those fringe issues that is not a massive problem in Australia. That when it becomes like it gets such a center stage, like it's like housing or something, that certain communities that is involved in this go like, the culture is a little toxic at the moment.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's what it does.
Yeah.
But
I don't have a problem with like the burqa thing. I think the full one is a bit hectic, but I suppose like
no, I agree with that as well because that's the other thing. Okay,
Did they ban it
Look,
in
man,
France?
from
They banned it in France?
yeah, they did. They
Right.
did ban it in France. I think there's a few places that have banned it, and I think it's that cultural thing that's seeping into Australia as well.
Right.
But the thing about the full face veil is, it's first of all like an overwhelming majority of Muslims don't practice it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a very very few
Yeah.
people that do practice it.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is, man, like ideally, I'm not a fan of it either.
It's quite-
but
it's
the
just-
thing is, like,
yeah.
it's about a freedom. Just like you
Yeah,
can't tell someone.
okay, but
That's
here's the
actually the
question.
principal position that I have. So Pauline Hanson says that the reason I want to bring this up, I mean, it's not the reason, but she claims that the reason I want to bring it up is because men are forcing women to
Right.
wear this garb, which is factually incorrect, by the way.
Right.
It would be such an outlier for women that are being forced, and definitely not in Australia. Like, you wouldn't find a single example of a
Right.
woman being forced to wear it in Australia. But anyways, so that's her point. But the way she's making that point, which is in some ways I sympathize with that point, but like, you're also like telling people what to wear. I think
Yeah.
that
It's I suppose it's like religious freedom versus
religious
anonymity-
freedom also means the freedom to wear it.
The only thing is like I have as much an issue about that as people walking around with like what are those like balaclavas, you know, when it's just like, because I just think there is a bit of a point to be made where if you can't identify somebody in public, I think it's a little bit, I would be just, if not more, sort of like weary about people that wear like, can you wear a balaclava in public?
Yeah, I mean, people have been wearing COVID masks. Like,
Yeah. I think look,
you hang out with super lefties, they're still wearing it.
yeah, really.
Yeah.
I feel like those, just generally speaking, it's not about the religious aspect. I think purely from an aspect of identifiability in a public space. Like, if you can't, like, if I saw a guy, and people are wearing more balaclava things, especially in England and stuff, especially when people go to marches and they cover their identity. I think it's like,
I do that, dude. And particularly in today's day and age, people are being picked up all the time.
yeah, but it's kind of
Like, I think it's a good idea to do
Really?
it now. If you're going to a protest,
but it's so cowardly.
you don't want to get blacklisted and fired from your job for, like, you know, advocating for Palestinians. I think it's reasonable at that point to protect your identity.
But then do you feel the same about the right wing doing it?
I understand why they would do it.
Right. So you are.
I would, in fact, if,
'Cause you
if
can't
a
really have
right-wing
one if
guy
it's not the
asked me,
other.
I would recommend them exactly the same
You
thing.
would, yeah.
I mean, I don't have to agree with them, but then it just makes more sense to hide your identity, dude. With all these CCTV cameras and
Yeah,
stuff.
but it's just the sign of a low trust society.
Yeah, it is a low stress up because, okay, first of all, we're moving this in a direction where
Sorry.
it doesn't belong.
Well, I'm not
because
talk-
none of those people are doing it for religious
Sure.
reasons, right?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not a religious thing. Like, I don't have a problem with
First of all,
religious
okay,
freedoms. You know what I'm
do you
saying?
believe with this saying, don't fix something that ain't broke?
Sure, yeah.
Is this a problem in Australia? Now, if there was
I don't know. I don't
hundreds
know.
of thousands of people walking around full face veil, I can
Yeah.
understand. But when it is
Well, I guess,
such an
yeah.
irrelevant issue almost, that how often do you even experience that?
I guess not that often, yeah.
And even if you do experience that, man, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't like, you know?
Yeah.
But like, you can't.
But would it have been...
Okay, if you're going to like a bank, if you're going to some place where you have to be identified, I think it's perfectly reasonable to legislate that you have to show your face.
Yeah.
But if you're just like walking and going about, I think it is an ancient custom that is, I'm not a big fan of the custom, believe me. But you still have to give people freedom to choose that.
Yeah, I think, look, I understand what you're saying, but I just think of it as maybe a religious freedom can be, if it's coinciding with complete anonymity, I think that supersedes the religious freedom. Sort of like you're wearing a balaclava. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's like, it is like on a level, in terms of being able to identify someone, it kind of is. And if they were to burn, I would just as likely want to like get rid of people wearing balaclava. I think it's dangerous to have people in balaclavas, for instance.
Or
So,
what about
yeah,
COVID masks?
I mean, yeah, I'm not really a fan.
The fact is,
of
no
COVID
one would.
masks.
This is an easy one to like shit on.
Like, would it be
because it feeds the culture wars?
Okay, but would this have blown up as badly if she dressed up like a nun, for instance? But a nun,
it wouldn't work because it wouldn't get the attention.
But nuns don't cover their full faces too. It's just their head. It's just the head. You know, a nun. It's because it's the same principle.
But back in the day, they did. I mean,
Really?
it's an old yeah. But, what I'm trying to say is like,
I don't know. I mean,
it wouldn't have.
it was obviously a stunt. It was obviously a
This
stunt.
stunt
but
was
like,
done to gather attention, and the only
Yeah.
reason why it gathered attention is because it was shitting on the Muslims. No one would like appreciate.
But that's not the way I'm thinking. That's not. I have obviously no problem with religious freedom. It's just if it was very prevalent, I could see the relationship between something like that and just a balaclava. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, what if you
know what I mean?
You do this. Do you think it's gonna end here? Give me one example
don't
where it's
know.
like
I don't know.
it always just ends there. Once you start policing
I haven't really thought
people's
about it.
dress codes like that,
Yeah.
and just in public,
Well, what happened in France?
what?
Didn't they ban it in France?
Yeah.
And what? Now are they just banning what?
You know what actually
skirts?
happens? You know what? Well, then they started banning the burkini. So
Right.
then now they're banning headscarves.
Oh, really?
At the beach,
Right.
which is like the burkini one that's like a
Yeah,
speedo and it
yeah.
goes all the way. That's banned, which I think is such.
that's a
that
bit-
one I don't even agree with.
Yeah,
At least the face value, I kind of agree with them to some extent.
Yeah. No, same. I agree with you.
But what I'm trying to say is let alone the Muslims, it'll start affecting other religions as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't discriminate.
Because the idea, look, it's like when you start chasing a homogenous culture, I understand the benefits of it, but if you're looking for like a homogenous culture, it's like peeling an onion. You go like, okay, well, this part doesn't belong in this culture. That can be get rid of. And then, okay, well, what about this part? And by the time
maybe you're right. Yeah.
there's nothing left.
Yeah. That
If
might
you
be
keep
true.
peeling the onion, then
That would not be good. That would not be good if it was encroaching. It shouldn't encroach. Like I said, I'm just thinking of it purely on the level of identifying someone's identity. That's it. That's what I'm talking. And like, look, I'm
but
sure.
it's
I'm
also
sure,
just like you've got to admit it is such a distraction as well.
I mean, look, it's definitely not on the top of the list of like issues for Australian society.
Yeah.
Definitely, but.
This is the same sort of culture war that got Donald Trump elected. Like they made it about trans. It was never the issue. It affected such a minority of the people, and
I'm just saying,
and like literally hundreds of millions of people made their decision based on
that.
stupid trans shit.
Yeah. I don't. Well, the thing is, it's the Senate, bro. It's not. This is not something that's going to be.
I know, but like by the way, Pauline Hanson's One Nation, it's polling at close to 20%.
That's high.
It's so high.
Yeah.
1 in 5 people in Australia.
Yeah. I think that there probably is a vacuum created when there's inflation and poverty. There's a vacuum there where people are frustrated and they'll tend to go for cultural issues. And that's bad. That's not the right way to do it. That's wrong. But I'm just saying, for devil's advocate, I'm not thinking about it religiously. If someone is just talking about it in terms of identity, like if someone, put it this way, if someone was like, we want to ban balaclavas in public, I would think that is more important to ban.
But I wouldn't agree with that either.
But I do.
Who gives you the right for someone not to wear balaclava unless they've committed a crime? If they've committed a crime, that changes the whole thing. Who the hell are you to tell someone not to wear balaclava while they're out jogging in a park or something? Do you own the park?
Well, are there not laws? If
they go into a private if they walk into like a store, for example, they go to H&M store, completely reasonable for them to take off the balaclava. It's a private place that you've entered. I own that place.
Yeah.
But who gives you or anyone else the right?
There's no law in public to be identifiable to some degree.
No.
I think there should be.
Why?
Because
What if I want to stay anonymous?
I think it's a public safety issue for anyone.
Public safety only begins when there's a crime being connected. There's a crime being pursued. Everyone has the presumption of innocence.
Yeah.
And in that presumption, everyone that is presumed to be innocent has the right to be however they want in a public space.
Yeah.
As long as they're not committing a crime.
Yeah, I think it's a bit naive. I don't really agree with that. I don't like balaclavas, dude.
I'm just saying, like, you have no right to dictate to other people if you like it or not.
Well, if
you
I was
don't like a
elected-
balaclava, don't wear one.
I don't
If
like
someone was
other people
forcing you to
I don't
wear a
like-
balaclava, I would have exactly the same position.
I don't like other people wearing balaclavas in public. I think it
Well,
shouldn't.
tough luck. You can't control other people.
Well, I don't like it.
Remember liberty, freedom, individualism. These are your ideas. Defend them.
There's a roof to those ideas.
Yeah,
For me. I think
That's-
that's how I feel about it. I think it's like
I know that's how you feel about it, but I'm
especially like, and I'm not talking about the burqa thing. I'm talking about like
someone's like covered in white sheets and pointy hat is the same. As long as you're not lynching black people, it's the same. If someone wants
Yeah.
to wear a pointy hat, a white thing, and they're not committing a crime, you know, like racism and like, you know, subjugating people, lynching people, these are crimes.
yeah, but you have yeah. I suppose you're right, but I mean like
But I also believe in a society's right where a majority of the population, if they decide on something like you want to ban burqas, for example, then I get it. Like it
like
would
if
be.
you were at a concert, is it right for people to wear balaclavas? You
in
feel
concert,
yeah.
I can understand if there's no balaclavas allowed.
That's outdoors. That's in a public space.
Yeah, but it's an organized event. It is being.
It's a public event. What if it's a public
I'm
event?
talking about like you going to.
What if it's
a walk
public?
in the park?
We're really blurring lines here, dude. Like it's a public event in a let's say a free event in a public space.
Mm-hmm.
That is what's the difference between a lot of people around and less people around? It's the same thing. It's a public space. It's an open event. It's a public event. It's the same thing.
If you require an invitation, I understand. But if it's like free to, anyways, I'm just saying, man.
Some things don't require for
It's,
carols.
you can't pick and choose freedoms like that.
I think
I don't think you're an abhorrent person. You're an abhorrent friend, but no, I'm kidding.
I think
I'm not saying like you're bad for saying this, or even for that matter,
Well,
Pauline for thinking this. But I'm just trying to tell you how I'm thinking about
I
it.
am not thinking about it in terms of a religious thing at all.
I'm not thinking about it in terms of religious either.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, the freedom thing.
I'm thinking about it in
It's
terms
not-
of general rules of how we.
I think it's like, I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I just don't agree. I think a little bit of a sort of encouragement towards a high trust society is a good thing.
But like, there's no issue.
You know?
Okay, what I'm trying to say is like, okay, high trust society
It's usually-
makes sense when trust is eroded. There's
Yeah.
like, you
It
know,
is.
burqa wearing women going about like ninjas and attacking people. Then I understand.
No,
but this
yeah.
problem doesn't exist. We're
no.
making up a problem
That doesn't
and then
exist.
vilifying a community for it.
No, that doesn't exist. But if you look at places like England,
Mm-hmm.
I think stuff like sort of like whether it's a like balaclava or I suppose that kind of stuff, it's like it's a lot more prevalent. And I guarantee you, if you're around like 10 guys covering their faces, you wouldn't start to feel very good about that. It'd be like strange, and you'd start to feel like uneasy. You know, it's not a problem here, but you look at other countries, and it's kind of those kind of things there is more of a problem there. And I think you don't want to it can happen. You don't want to emulate that. So like maybe France is an example of when you go too far, but England is an example of when you don't go far enough. Like you watch some of these like it's like a fashion thing now almost to not. You don't have to sort of show your face, and it's like I just don't think. I think that like, it's not safe. It's not a good thing in public. That's what I reckon. So I think you're.
You know what I think?
overblowing it.
You know what I think a good solution would be for this?
Just
And I
show-
believe this.
Show your face.
I believe
You can-
this. Okay.
That's all it is. Show your
Okay,
face.
okay.
yeah.
Just moving on. But you know, I
Yeah,
have a great solution for this. Well, in my view, it's great. You will hate it. And not just this, even for the issue of abortion.
Sharia law.
No. I reckon there should be a referendum, but
Yeah.
only women can participate.
In the referendum.
Yeah. I don't like
That's
I don't
okay.
like the idea of like
all right.
men telling women what to wear, even in this instance.
Yeah,
So I
sure.
think like if there's a
Dang.
referendum of women,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
But didn't you say? And then okay, so if there's okay, no, actually that's fine, because then even if there is a situation where a woman is forced into something, then she has the choice, because she
Yeah,
can
yeah,
say, "I'm gonna."
Because I just know that this whole
wait a sec,
forced
but-
into
but-
this
but-
thing
but-
is
but-
completely false.
but-
There's
but-
no
but men-
data that supports
But
it.
men wear balaclavas, so what about that? Like, how would that?
Well, I'm
help?
talking about the burqa in this case.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I suppose the burqa thing. Yeah, I suppose, because then it's kind of like more
Someone
famous.
asked, can I print a picture of my face and put it on my balaclava?
No, because it's not genuine. It's disingenuous.
There you go. You would be a dictator. No. Yes.
No, I said no. I said no.
I
You
know,
can't.
but you're
Yeah.
just still deciding. Anyways, look,
No.
we both have our positions on this.
If you're in a good sort of country, like there's issues in other countries that I think you know what I mean. I think there are issues, and I think so you might not feel the same way, but I don't know. I'm not sure. That's my take. But this case was obviously like a stunt, and like probably an insensitive one.
Yeah, and the fact that she got censored
Triggering.
for 7 days.
Yeah,
A bit too much.
triggering.
By the way, that's also something I'm not happy about.
Well,
First of all, someone like a senator.
is she legally allowed to do that? I don't understand the law.
She's legally allowed to. I don't actually. That's an interesting one. I have to look into like exactly the parliamentary laws behind. But just like parliamentary privilege, I think a politician should have the right to pull off that stunt if they want to. I mean, people have to condemn it because it's obviously ridiculous. But you know,
So you're like an ultimate freedom guy. You can just like do whatever you want.
as
that
far
doesn't-
as I can take it.
Yeah.
As far as I can take it.
Yeah. I guess that is the kind of libertarian perspective. It's like absolutely no intervention from any government.
What?
Your take. It's like a libertarian perspective. It's like no intervention.
In people's so first of all, all of these freedoms only apply to people that are presumed to be innocent. So once there's some kind of criminal activity, then a lot of your inherent rights that you have.
I mean, I agree with that. It's just like you're overblowing it. It's like a tiny little prerequisite.
I know, but I'm talking about it in terms of my principle.
Sure,
view,
sure,
right?
sure,
So
sure.
this
Yeah,
will
yeah.
apply to any which.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I respect. I do. Yeah, I'd have to think about it, but I get what you're saying. Like, I do understand what I'm not.
But it's okay. I don't want you to like. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I know I started off with like, "How dare you?" But that was a joke. I'm not.
No. I'm not
I think, and like,
embarrassed.
and
I'm
dude,
not
frankly
embarrassed.
speaking, for me, even that tradition, that particular custom, that I think I'm not even talking about Australia. I'm talking about worldwide.
Yeah.
That like 2% of Muslims or 2.25%, I think that's the percentage that actually practice it. I'm not a fan of the tradition by any means.
Yeah, it's definitely look. It's an interesting choice. I'll give you that. I feel like it'd be a lot of work, but if some people want to, I suppose
What? Have you seen
it.
Trump's opinion on this?
No.
Oh, it's the best.
What do you say?
He's like, people were telling me these women, they have to cover their face. These men are doing it. I asked the women, they want to do it. They want to do it. And I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, what? You want to do this? Okay, well, what the hell are we getting involved in this for, guys?
Really?
And plus, honestly, I think it'd be easier. No makeup, you just put that on, you go out.
Dude,
it'd be so easy.
He's become a full Saudi prince.
Yeah. Actually, should we switch gears on that note?
We should.
Segment number 2.
Yes.
I know this is out of the news story, but we have to talk about it because we haven't discussed this.
We have to.
Mamdani and
Cleaning up.
Donald Trump sitting on a tree. KISSING.
Shawarma FMing it up.
What's your view on this? How did that happen?
I don't know.
As MSNBC puts it, was this on your bingo card?
And the corporate news is still at it, killing it. I have a take though.
Yeah, go on.
Because at first I was like, "What? I don't understand." But I think it honestly was bizarre. Like one of the comments was like, "This season of America's getting weird, man." Like my take was like, I think he just okay. He must just respect. First of all, I think he respects like what are they called? Like non-established, like people that just come out of nowhere. And like he likes winners, basically. So if you sort of were an outsider and you're a winner, I think that's all he cares about. He doesn't care about your policies. He doesn't care about, I guess, your skin color. He doesn't care about anything apart from overcoming odds and and like winning. And I think maybe he has
Just the D.
What's that?
He likes the D.
What's the D?
Go on. The penis.
All right, yeah. And I think oh yeah, of course. No, well, maybe that's the next one. But he's like,
he likes himself some cut pieces.
And maybe he's like, I think he's probably a bit like, I bet he's like, what's the word?
Fake?
No. He's nostalgic about New York. And he's like, man, this guy reminds me of when I used to go to bodegas and buy egg and cheese sandwiches.
Just like, yeah, I like 7-Eleven.
I think he just reminds me. He reminds me of Queens.
Yeah.
Because dude, he when he talks about New York, man, he's like, you can see he's just like, my precious New York, how I miss it. Like, you know, like I feel like he misses it and he's nostalgic about it. He grew up there. I think those are the things that are going on there. And you know, Mamdani is pretty charming. He's got that winning smile. So like, and also I think Trump is just like tired and old, and if someone is like kind of has a bit of rizz and is young, I don't know, I guess he likes them. I guess, is that what it is? That's my take.
Yeah.
Because I was
fair enough.
Because I was just like, bro, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Like, did you see it coming?
Well, funny you bring that. Go back to the Mamdani episode. The episode title, for those of you that are like,
did you call it?
Go back to the episode title, Mamdani wins, this changes everything, and hear what I said. What I said was, I see Mamdani working with Trump a lot better than Mamdani working with the Democratic establishment.
Yeah.
And the reason that I had, first of all, I couldn't have predicted exactly, but I also did say, which you will come back at me.
Yeah.
I said, I imagine initially it'll be antagonistic, but eventually they'll ease out because their personalities will want to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the best way it was described by actually Ryan Grimm, who's a journalist. There's several reasons why Trump did it. Which one weighed more heavily, one can decide. But one is obviously, which I think you also talked about, which is game respects game.
Exactly.
At the end of the day,
that's
Trump looks at a winner and he goes like, and Trump sees himself as well in him, which is that he's an outsider. He fought against all odds, and look at him.
Exactly.
And part of that meeting was, and the second thing that happened was, Trump is okay with compromise. First of all, he never accepts his defeat, but that only when it applies to him. So, for example, he loses to Joe Biden, never accept it because he was the main player.
Yeah.
In this game, Trump was the supporting act and Cuomo was the main player. Trump doesn't really give a fuck about Cuomo, you know, like so for him it wasn't like an ego thing of like, oh, he won or how could I? For him it was like, you know what, dude? Like after a boxing match, I was the other guy's coach. But you did well.
But I didn't explain. It's weird because Trump can be so petty with so many things. Like he lost and then blamed. He said he didn't lose to Biden. Why? How come he can't do that himself? But then when someone else, his opponent, beats, it doesn't make sense.
Because also Mamdani played him really well. What Mamdani did was, which is so smart of him. Like, thank God he came up to that. I actually respect him a lot more now.
Yeah.
Some people are sort of complaining that he's like, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. So what he did was, firstly, he made the call. So he requested a meeting, which in itself. Now, this is probably not even that great for Mamdani politically, and I'll tell you why.
Right.
But like, what would have happened was, after that victory speech of his, turn the volume up, all of that stuff. Normally, a mayor that just got in with like a popular mandate and his mandate comes from opposing Trump and everything, they would have actually tried to shut off. But what Mamdani did was he actually made the first reach, which is like he requested a meeting. And then Trump accepted that meeting.
Alpha move.
Trump did not request any meeting, you know?
Right.
So he said, like, I am there to like bend my knee. I'm almost coming to bend my. And when he goes over there, he just focuses on strictly the affordability agenda.
Yeah.
And then he uses this arc, which is very sympathetic to Trump, which is that the people that voted for you voted for me.
Smart.
Which is really, really smart.
Yeah.
And then I think that one other thing is like, because he has unconventional ideas, for example, like in more and more units and actually reducing regulation to some extent.
Yeah.
These are all ideas that Trump likes, but establishment never liked. So there's that aspect as well. And then the last aspect is, which is like a realpolitik one, and you can decide whether how much of this played a role, is that it's one way of divide and rule. So you keep the Democrats in check by essentially choosing this new guy and creating rifts between them. So if they're fighting amongst each other, Republicans will stay in power.
Do you think that that's what he was thinking? He was like,
I don't think so. I think he
didn't
wasn't
realize.
smart enough to think
okay,
of, like of that.
Because I feel like, in a way, what it seems like, fuck, it's like he is the kind of the inevitable new direction of the Democratic Party. I think the Democrats are like threatened by him. I think.
And they should be after like how he played that.
But what I'm saying is like, I don't even know. It's too 4D chess for me to think of. It's like, it's kind of like, it's almost like Trump has more he agrees more with Mamdani's politics than, let's say, bloody, who's like their opposition leader? I don't even know. Do they have like
Mamdani?
No, who's the Democrat opposition leader?
Oh, they don't have opposition leaders.
Oh yeah, they don't even have a leader. Well, like the Democratic Party,
Mm-hmm.
like he seems to resonate more with what Mamdani's saying. So it's, I think it's almost like in some weird way, Trump is almost paving the way to have this new Democratic Party, which is a lot more liberal, but Trump agrees with it more. Like they were saying, like FDR. I watched the whole meeting. He was like, he wanted a photo in front of FDR, and he was like, "I got a great photo of FDR. I love FDR." So it's like Trump is almost.
You know what that was about?
No,
that was FDR. Trump doesn't give a fuck about FDR as much. I mean, once you become the president, and this applies to every single president, when you become the president, you found this. You find this like almost a sense of camaraderie with every president that has been in the same chair as before you.
Yeah.
It's because they become psychopathic and they start thinking that no one can truly understand me except for the people that were there before me.
Yeah.
And so you look at like Obama, you look at like all of these presidents, they start talking about like, they start circle jerking even their opponent presidents because they know what it's like.
Right.
Anyway, so FDR portrait was brought up, not because Trump loves FDR so much, but because it was like, it's a nice portrait and he was the president. He gets me. And he was also a very monumental president in American history. And then obviously Mamdani likes FDR, like why I like FDR, because he was a New Deal. He was one of the greatest presidents I've ever lived. Trump was like praising FDR because he knew that Mamdani liked him and he took a picture with him. So he was like, yeah, like he came to my office and he was nice to me. I showed him a toy.
You know what it is now I've realized? It's like Trump will work with Democrats if they have the circumstances like underdog, self-made, new like outlier. I think he likes that. So,
it's not just Democrats. I think there's another psychological aspect of Trump.
Yeah.
I think even before politics, you always looked at him as an outsider. Because if you are, imagine you're someone as crass as Trump, just like, kind of like, he's rich, so you respect him, but you don't really respect the guy. In New York high culture, Trump would have been looked at as like, he would have always been an outsider.
He was
an outsider.
Yeah.
So he would have hated the establishment.
Yeah.
Even before becoming a politician.
Yeah.
Because why would you expect, he wouldn't be in the snooty art culture,
exactly.
And so he respects anyone that's an outsider because he looks at himself as an outsider, which is ridiculous because his dad was like a rich guy.
Yeah.
You're not really an outsider, dude.
No.
But he looks at himself as an outsider, and so he respects all outsiders.
But does this mean that potentially, total hypothetical, it could be possible that down the line, let's say like the Democrats are run by someone like Bernie or Mamdani, and Trump, and there's like bipartisan agreement on policy. Is that possible?
No. By the way, also,
why?
Because what's going to happen now is, first of all, Trump has, on his instinct, ruined
Trump's feelings about someone's personality supersedes their policy. So if someone's just cool and is like, "Hey, Trump, let's introduce universal healthcare," Trump would be like, "Okay, I like this guy."
No, you have to do it in the right way. Now, this is, again, I might be wrong, but this is my next prediction. This is what's going to happen.
Because anyway.
So what you must understand, okay, what happens in the future is going to be very interesting because what you have is Trump, in this instinctual decision of backing Mamdani, has actually ruined the Republican Party's entire marketing campaign for the midterms, right? Because they were going to, their arc was going to be that Mamdani is like, jihadi, crazy character, and he's going to like start chopping off people's hands. Is this the Democratic Party you want? Because that's who the Democrats are. Vote Republicans. That was their strategy. after this, they're in a flux now.
Yeah.
They don't like this decision. First of all, a lot of them, for cultural war reasons, Mamdani is just profitable to shit on for them. So they don't want to necessarily like start big upping him. It just ruins the vibe of the thing. Secondly, Trump doesn't nearly care about establishment capitalist interests as much as everyone that works for him does.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen now is, even though Trump now has a good view of Mamdani is going to, once he becomes the mayor, he's going to start making some decisions, and everyone close to Trump is going to tell Trump, Mamdani is ruining it. He's a socialist.
Right.
People are going over. He played you. He lied to you. So, and these are the people that are going to be close to Trump that are going to say, so Trump has to then decide, like, then he's going to either go start shitting on Mamdani again, saying that, like, I made a bad decision, I shouldn't have done that. So you're going to see some hostility. This isn't going to be a smooth sailing ride, because there's so much institutional pressure against Mamdani. And you can always say his transition team included some people that the capitalists hate. You know, like Lena Khan, who was the FTC chair.
Yeah,
so there's this lady, Lena Khan, who was made an FTC chair, which is a regulatory body for these big companies, appointed by Biden. She was appointed by Biden as a concession to Bernie, because Bernie supported Biden. And when she went in there, she started like regulating the hell out of these like the antitrust laws.
Yeah.
She straight away went for Facebook. And so everyone, like, these guys started hating her.
Yeah.
And immediately they lobbied, and she was fired from that job. She was hired by Mamdani, right? Which tells you what his actual plan is.
Yeah.
He wants to give this socialist style of New York governance an actual shot.
Yeah.
So he wants the president on his side. Now, once this happens, people are going to start shitting on him around Trump, and then Trump's going to. So what I think he needs, if I was again advising him, I think up till now he has done great. But what he would need to do is actually in secret. It might come out later, which is a risk that he has to. In secret, he actually needs to keep direct communication with Trump open. In fact, what he needs to do is ask Trump for advice on certain things. What I'm trying to say is that he needs to make Trump aware of his policy platform and give him his version of why he's doing it before there's others that are going to start saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way he can keep a president that is still docile towards him and supports him, because if he doesn't do that, Trump is going to start shitting on him, and because everyone around him is going to say that he's ruining America.
So you think Mamdani knew, he played him, he knew what he was doing?
Yeah.
Right.
I think he did.
Right,
or someone in his team did, which is a great idea.
Yeah.
And I think it's also the recognition that, like, I want to make this successful.
Yeah.
Because there's another way of looking at it. And honestly, for Mamdani, politically, that other way would have been way better.
Yep.
So the other way is you go completely antagonistic on Trump. Trump's going to stop, like...
Well, he kind of did, but yeah, anyway.
No, but like afterwards, right? So afterwards, when he made that overture, he didn't do that.
Sure,
he goes, in fact, he makes his entire policy platform about how Trump is stifling him and he's not being able to do anything. Go hard. Trump is going to also play in. He's going to start doing the National Guard shit, which he did with other states. He's going to start sending them. That's going to create a huge rift. New York government will be paralyzed, right, as a consequence. But you know what's going to happen? Everyone in New York will blame Trump. And Mamdani's political profile is actually going to go up. It's going to be bad for the city and the country, but for him politically, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
So what he actually did, in my view, is bad politically, but in the long run, if he's able to produce a successful model, that is going to have a tremendous effect on everything.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's crazy. I didn't see it coming. I think, like, can you imagine like the right wing establishment right now? They'd be like, what the hell?
Freaking out. They're right now preparing their plan. They're waiting for the initial glee that Trump had after meeting him, because I can imagine, you know what Trump is thinking? Trump is thinking that Zoran bent the knee. Zoran didn't bend the knee. Zoran played him, but he thinks in his head that Zoran bent the knee.
Yeah.
So right now he's going through. So if a right wing guy goes to him and says, "What did you do with Mamdani?" He's gonna be like, "Get out of here. He was fine. I just met him. He had like great ideas. Let's see what he has."
Yeah.
That's his response. So if I was a right wing guy who's freaking out right now, I would wait for a bit.
But how does Trump honestly think he has great ideas when his exact policies are completely antithetical to his?
Because he agreed, again, he gave a big concession to what Trump thinks is to him, but it's actually to his NYPD head.
What?
Which is that he's gonna allow federal involvement in crime reduction if need be.
Yeah.
And he's also agreed to like the not reducing the amount of police officers. So from Trump's perspective, when he said, you're gonna like, okay, what would have normally happened is that Trump would have been like, we need to fix crime. Yeah. Crime's going crazy.
Yeah.
Are you going to create problems for that or not? And any Democrat, like establishment idiot Democrat, would be like, everyone doesn't like crime, but President Trump, New York will control New York. New Yorkers will control. We will not allow any federal meddle. And you know what Zoran would have said? He was like, yeah, if we need it, we'll do it.
Yeah.
But right now, I think I've spoken to my NYPD chief, who, by the way, is a retention from the previous guy. So, I'm a good guy. And she thinks that we can handle this. And if we do need it for crime, we'll get your help.
Right.
And Trump, fine. All of a sudden, easy.
It's kind of like the new blood, I guess, understanding the psychology of Trump, as opposed to like Chuck Schumer being like, you're a very bad man. It's like, that's not really going to work. I don't know which way is the right way, but one is pragmatic, and he's doing it pragmatically.
I hope he continues to be pragmatic, but he mustn't like forget the initial ambition of what he wants to do. Because, in politics, sometimes you stop recognizing who you were,
Yeah.
So I hope that he recognizes what his initial mission is, but the way he's going about it, even if he gets like some political, you've been elected the mayor, so you've got one term of mayor, so give it a good shot.
You can run again.
No, he can, but I'm just saying, like, let's say, people don't vote for him next time. I was like, he shouldn't care about that.
Imagine if, like, what's funny is that conversation would have rattled the Republican Party and the Democrats equally. Because the Democrats would be like, what the hell?
Yep. There's another thing that you understand from this is that when you're at the other ends of politics, for example, if you're like Democrat left, like Mamdani, and you're like Republican right, like, Bannon's and Trump to some extent, there are some mutual grounds as well. There are. And so like
I reckon,
you almost circle back. So there are agreement, which is like, for example, keeping a check on corporates. Both sides agree to that. Housing, some sort of like, increasing, bettering, like introducing more affordable unit. Even like to some extent social benefits.
Yeah, they kind of do.
Trump is against it because he leans more towards like the center, but his crew, the Bannons, they love those because it, for them it's like poverty-stricken white people who need some help too.
Yeah, that's true. Even when Trump ran, everyone always said there was a Bernie Trump crossover.
Yeah, there's a Bernie Trump crossover. And you know what Bernie said recently?
What?
Bernie said that President Trump has done a much better job at controlling the border than Biden did. Because unlike a lot of, by the way, this is different from Zoran. So Zoran's side of the politics believes in a lot of immigration and, all of that stuff. Bernie does not. Bernie is old school left who believes that unbridled immigration brings down wages in a country. So for him, the border control is good.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But Zoran doesn't think that.
Right.
Yeah. I in his head, he does.
Yeah.
I think there's like a general effort by all of those Democrats to lay off on those issues. Yeah. But I think he believes in a very open society in that sense.
Far out. It's really crazy. It's just like, it's like crazy. Like, how the hell was he okay when they're like, you've called him a fascist, a despot? What is a despot?
A despot is, like a dictator who doesn't care about the repercussions and just on their whim makes decisions.
And then how crazy he's like, it's okay. You can just say yes. It's okay. I don't mind.
Yeah.
How did he say I don't mind?
It's because like I like him now. Trump also very quick to judge what your intentions are. So if you very quickly make it clear to him, I love you, like my intentions are good towards you, he's willing to let go a lot of bad things. But if he from the get-go gets the intention that like, oh, this is a gotcha type moment, then everything he'll go for literally. So like once he basically let his guard down by that point. By that point, he felt that like, oh no, Mamdani's all right. Like I actually like him. And so it's like, hey, he's calling me fascist. I know what he thinks. He likes me.
Wow. It's just...
Anyways, these are all my reflections.
I think it's accurate. Yeah. It's just like, I'm still in shock. I'm just like, it's such a shock. It's so against the rule book that I'm like, I don't know what to believe now. I'm like, I really don't know. I mean, even Democrats.
Do you know what some center-right Republicans are saying?
Democrats didn't endorse him, but
you know what some center-right Republicans are saying?
What?
The old school Bush-type characters and Mitt Romney, they're saying that Trump, this is another evidence that Trump doesn't care about the Republican Party. He's like, he just ruined the party. It was big up for him.
I mean, you could argue that.
Yeah, you could, and I think they're also right. Like, I think he
doesn't care about the Republican Party.
He doesn't care about.
He cares about winning. The Republicans somehow took him in, and the Democrats did not. So that's why he ran. But I just once again, Trump psychology is absolutely fascinating to me. I'm like, what? I get how he is, but I just don't think he understands. Like, how can a president not really care about policy? Seems not to care.
No, he does care about policy.
I don't know, does he?
Why do you think he doesn't care about policy?
Because Mamdani's policies, if he looked at his spreadsheet of policies, he would say, we are enemies. We are not in alliance. We're in alliance on a few things.
Yeah, but he's not an idiot like that. He doesn't think of, I mean, Trump is an idiot, but he's not an idiot like that where he
why would
puts
that make
people into ledgers and shit like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you an idiot. What, being like having a position and recognizing when someone has
these are preconceived notions, you know?
No, not really.
I think at the end of the day, it's like the art of the deal. I judge you based on the meetings that we have face to face.
Yeah.
It's an old school businessman type of thing. It's like
it's a dumb way to operate.
None of it matters unless I'm face to face, and then I'll just judge you.
It's a stupid way to operate. It's superficial. Yeah. You're completely open to manipulation. I mean,
depends. Some people can judge characters.
Yeah,
like that.
I don't know.
Don't you think you can judge someone face to face when you have a conversation with them a lot better than when, through media or phone or texting or whatever?
Yes, but I think what they do with how they behave is a lot more important than how they behave in front of you and how the kind of person they are. Like, the reason he liked the Saudi guy is because he's rich and he donated $20 trillion, you know? Like, if he was a principled guy, he would look at all the things like, this guy ordered a journalist to be killed, the human rights record, all of these things. He would at least take that into account. I think that's...
but he doesn't care about that.
But
from his perspective, Trump loves Muslims, by the way. From his perspective, the Muslims that he knows are either like these freaking Saudi Arab kingpins who are like, first of all, really rich, which he respects.
He respects that, which is...
And then like, dude, a lot of things that you complain about, like Trump would appreciate. Like, yeah, they've controlled their bitches. I mean, for Trump, it'd be like a positive. He's like, yeah, he knows how to put them in place. And then like, also, dude, you're saying Trump should be upset about the Saudi guy killing a journalist? Dude, Trump wish he killed every one of them.
I guess what I'm getting at is, big surprise, bombshell, Donald Trump is not a very moral man.
No, he's not. But he's not. And also, like, and even other Muslims, like, the non-petro rich Muslims, you know what they're really good at? Actually, this is something, they are perfect for Trump presidency. Because, Muslims are amazing at diplomacy. It might not sound it, but Arabs are the most skilled diplomats. Because throughout their history, they've lived in a tribal society that is constantly at war.
Right.
So the idea of maintaining peace matters to them a lot. Yeah. It's life and death. And there's constant warring tribes in between, so you have to maintain this diplomacy really well. They really know how to butter you, for instance.
But that's not a good thing.
It's really great for them. Like, it's a great skill to have.
For them.
Yeah, of course. But this is the perfect kind of diplomacy that would work with Trump.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, I think Trump is just getting played left, right, and center.
Yeah, of course. He's trying to dude, everyone's playing each other.
I know, but...
He's doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think he's getting manipulated more than him manipulating other people.
Possibly.
I think so.
But he's also, like, he's got some manipulation skills as well. The thing is, like, everyone's kind of like now predicting exactly, people are understanding Trump a bit better now.
It's just a weird way to live your life. You know, things you make deals and stuff and you can get big wins, but the losses are like you know, ignoring stuff like human rights records, you know, murder. Like, these things should be important to a president, you know?
Can I be honest with you? They're not important to Trump because he's a morally bankrupt man, but they're not important to any president.
I think
you know, like, and Miss, you've also got to understand one thing, and I know this is gonna. I genuinely believe this.
Yeah.
Rich people like these presidents, whether it be Trump or anyone, none of them have empathy. They all have fake empathy. Their game is empathy. So like the whole idea is you seem that you're empathetic towards everyone.
So you think he's a sociopath?
But they're all psychopaths.
Really?
Like when you get that kind of rich, you lose touch with the common person.
Yeah.
You start losing empathy. You start assuming that the reason why they're in is because of them.
Right.
And the extreme billionaire version of that is they try to become immortal because they think they're better than everyone else. So like none of them are like empathetic. This is my view.
No, I think that's accurate. Do you think Biden was more moral?
I don't think so.
Seriously?
More moral. Like Trump is brazenly just like, you know, there's personality differences. I don't think that Biden in his heart is necessarily a much cleaner guy than Trump.
Right.
Trump is just like overtly, you get what, you know, he's like the bad uncle. Whereas like Biden is like, if you meet him personally, he would probably be very nice. But when it comes to governing, he wouldn't have feelings either. Like,
so you think
he was more than, you know,
do you think
Biden did like a campaign against Houthi rebels and stuff.
Yeah.
It was just bombing like some. And the only reason why he stopped doing it is because he failed. Like, it wasn't because he was like...
Yeah, but he would... I'm not saying presidents can be like omnipresent Buddhists, but like he justified that because he was like, they're killing, I don't know, Israelis or whatever, or they're bombing
but
Israel.
like Biden would constantly complain to Netanyahu saying like, you need to make sure that civilians don't kill. But he didn't actually do any action to stop him.
Right, yeah.
He would give him exactly what he needed. So
do
like,
you think
in terms of like...
do you think Bernie's moral?
That's a difficult one. I mean, look, Bernie is... I don't know what's in it. Like, I know that Bernie is better than the others.
Yeah.
First of all, Bernie has always been an outsider. Like,
what would a Bernie
his like mainstreamness was so recent, and it was so late in his life. He has spent his entire life in the outskirts of politics, where no one cared about him.
What would a Bernie presidency look like?
Short-lived, unfortunately, for Bernie's age.
Oh, no, I'm not saying. Let's say he's like 20 years younger or some shit.
I think Bernie would have been a great president.
Better.
Yeah, absolutely. Better than...
But would he have acted... I mean, he'd make mistakes, I suppose. It's human.
Of course, but his heart would have been... I don't know. I'm a Bernie fan, but...
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know, man. It's strange. I can't... It's all very confusing now. I'm like, I don't get what's his psychology, you know? Trump's. It's like... Well, like, at what point, you know... It's just, I don't know, man. He definitely doesn't. He seems to not appreciate the job of like some bureaucrat that might be doing the right thing. You know, some bureaucrat that's like, I've made sure the FCC has ran or whatever. Not them, but like what's that swamp? The whole like some like uncharismatic guy that makes sure food stamps goes out. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit about them.
Who?
Some guy that's just like some pencil pusher that like keeps the government working, but is doing a good job. He's doing a good job.
So you're saying Trump doesn't care about him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't. But I would argue that none of them really care about that person.
Right.
Like they'll say it, and they might even believe it.
Right.
But when it comes to, like, have you heard Jon Stewart talk about the 9/11 responder, the bill for like, so he's talking about like giving these people that got affected by, you know, they went into the building after firefighters and stuff,
got sick,
and they got sick, and so he was championing a bill to give them compensation for all of that, and he was saying like, this is like such a no-brainer. Whoever I would go to and asked, Republican or Democrat, they'd be like, we're fully with you.
Yeah.
First of all, because he's Jon Stewart, so he brings like a clout with him as well. But then it's like, how could you not agree with that? But he's like, but none of them voted for it.
Damn.
They don't, when it comes to actual actions, they don't care. But like, you can't judge them based on what they say.
Exactly.
Well, because their game is like, who is
power,
who is supposed to be the most empathetic person.
Damn. So you're like also like, You're basically anti-government.
No, I'm not anti-government. I just think like eventually these guys that are like running the show in America have been doing it for so long, and it's the same bunch of people that they are now incapable of empathizing or understanding, because there's another thing that you can clearly see now where it's like the rule of old people and for their interests. So for example, like rich people own houses more than young people do, right?
Yeah.
So rich people are incentivized for those housing prices to go up.
Yeah.
Now, the other people don't. So in general, the society is really are facing some real problems because of this. But those people that are in power, for them, it's only their interest. And they assume that their interest aligns with everyone else's interest. So for example, a place like England would be complaining at the top of their things like, we don't need more immigrants or, whatever. But really rich people in London want it because of that. And so you get stuck in this system.
Yeah.
And so now if you expect that rich establishment who has gained tremendously is somehow going to switch overnight because they claim to be empathetic, that's not going to happen.
Even Farage, same thing.
Yeah, actually, Farage is in our thing. Farage, these guys are like, which is...
He's also a rich
So the thing with like,
motherfucker.
in terms of like Trump and people like Farage is like, they address this problem, but they have like really bullshit solutions.
Yeah.
Like Trump hasn't been able to solve it, which is why I was saying that I'm glad that Mamdani is doing it. So at least we can set a viable option, where people are like, hey, look, this worked in New York. This can happen. A worker-friendly policy can work. So, that's our best bet. I wish he succeeds.
So is your solution ideally, if you had a magic wand, would it be, let's say we're talking about America, or even, I don't know if this applies to Australia, but would you just kind of like disappear? Not, I'm not saying ignore the instability that would come. I'm saying you can like idealize situation. You disappear the whole establishment of the Republicans and the Democrats, and you in place like new people to sort of new sides, young, maybe new ideas, not loaded, not old money to run the country. Would that be best?
I mean, in a hypothetical would be, but like I wouldn't be able to do that.
I know, but like hypothetically, something like that's good.
Yeah. So I think what needs to happen is like some of these really old people,
because
they need
power and
to
money
retire.
It corrupts.
Yeah. Also, but like I shouldn't be the one that decides who comes in either. What you would need
democratically
primaries, right? But before that, you need all of these old gods to just retire. Just accept that like time to go, and then you get new people in. Who that amazing person? Maybe the new people are worse, but at least let the people decide. I think there'd be a better shot at fixing some of the problems.
If they're worse, that's not good.
Yeah, of course. And they can be worse.
But that's the risk you run.
That's the risk you run.
So you think the big problem...
I don't know if that will be successful, but I know what is currently happening is not going to be successful.
So you think a big problem with politics now is old, rich MFs just being like...
I think this is...
Is it?
It's called elite capture.
Oh.
American politics has been captured by the elite. Where the interest of those elite is controlling all of politics, but the interest of those elites don't align with the interest of majority of the population.
And do lobbies play a big part in that?
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's how it's done.
So you probably have
That's how you consolidate power into such few hands.
So you'd have to get rid of lobbies as well, ideally. That'd be amazing, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing that Bernie keeps talking about there, the Citizens United. You know how like you need to cut down on those donations. It's getting out of hand.
But no one cares. Like in Parliament, everyone's like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, because they're all status quo maintains. They get money for running their next election.
But hasn't this been the way since forever?
No, it hasn't.
Bullshit. Yeah. Well, when the government was formed,
it's gotten way worse now.
Yeah. So
it's gotten way worse since I would say the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. And
to some extent, it has always been the case. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like, people decided everything. But this is a whole different thing.
It's too
where
far.
Like what happened before was that you would have control of certain people, but like in America's instance, maybe their foreign policy decisions were bad, but their domestic politics, the domestic policies was still benefiting all of the country. Now, in the 80s, for example, like the deregulation that Ronald Reagan did, in hindsight, we could say it was bad, but he was still working on fixing the country.
Yeah.
Right now, what they're doing is they're not even attempting to fix the country because they are gaining from the status quo. And the status quo in the long run is killing the country, but it doesn't matter to them. In fact, they don't even think that way.
Do you think
to them, they think that the benefit that they're receiving, and they assume everyone else is receiving this benefit too.
Yeah, that's what they actually think.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the same? Do you think it's a problem in Australia?
To much less extent,
Way
but to
less.
some extent,
But to
yes,
some.
yeah. But like America is insane.
And England?
England as well.
Bad.
But England has gone to a point where like I think they're going to start facing revolts if they don't do anything.
Totally. It seems that way. It seems like the society's like crumbling.
Yeah. England is like it's sort of different because like
Why?
they have some like I think their economy is that's a whole different but there's a whole different thing. But like I guess England is the same too.
No, what? Tell me why. Why is it different?
They don't have nearly as many options. I feel worse for America, like because they can fix it.
Who can fix it?
Americans can fix this system.
So you feel worse for England?
Yeah, they just need to like.
Why can't England fix it?
Because America have a lot of options where they can reinvest capital into productive things.
Yeah.
I don't know if at this point if England necessarily has.
We
those
talked about
options,
this once before. It's like they're just a bank, right?
Yeah, so it's more difficult for them to do. But
what's the main economy? Just banking.
Yeah, service sector and banking, financial.
And what's the second biggest? Pies.
I don't know.
Shit. So England has all their eggs in one basket more than America. Way more.
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
And also America's got a
America
bigger
can be
population.
fixed actually.
Really?
I mean, if they get their act together very quickly. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Like what? Start textile factories?
No, just like move investment into productive areas and not constantly cater to rich people.
Like what's productive areas?
Let things go broke. Stop bailing out stuff. That will help a lot.
Yeah. And then I don't get how it works, but I guess, they
And
invest.
stop being hostage to vested interests.
Right. But why is England so screwed?
I just told you. We'll do another England.
There's got to be
one.
a way.
We'll do another.
There's got to be a
one.
way.
There is, and they have to do it. I think for them it's interesting because like they're at a point where
them.
I do too.
Yeah.
But, and so they're at like a point where like I don't know. They'll figure it out. It's up to them now. But they're looking at a window that's closing. So
couldn't okay. We'll move on. But couldn't England just like heavily invest now? Like it had heard, and maybe it'd be a recession and all this shit. But couldn't they just like heavily invest in the infrastructure to make like microchips, like Taiwan or something? Now,
they can try to.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't that work? They still have money.
Because in order for your microchip industry
10 years,
to become
it'll take 10 years.
The thing with microchip, first of all, you rebut on microchip, so let's talk about microchip.
Yeah.
First of all, it is one of the most competitive industries in the world.
Okay.
I mean, that's not the answer.
Oh.
Like you can be best at it. So first of all, it's one of the most competitive industries in the world.
Yeah.
Where like the option of being number 2 is pretty bad because it's constantly evolving thing, right?
Okay.
There's a reason why Nvidia, everyone buys chips for them because they have a head start and they're the best at it. Or sorry, the semiconductor the chip thing from Taiwan.
Yeah.
They're just so England can decide to do it. But know that first of all, when you get into the game, if you really want it to be successful, you have to be the best at it. Okay, maybe let's try and be the best at it. Do you have the number of engineers that will be able to do it? I don't think so.
There's a lot of smart people there.
There is, but not nearly as many as China because you're competing with China. Or let's leave China. You're competing with the U.S. Not nearly as many as the U.S.
Okay.
It's what I'm saying is like all of this is possible, but it's difficult.
What would be okay?
So what I would recommend is not to go for an industry that's already so advanced that you're going to play catch up and ruin all your money. But you can do what the Taiwanese semiconductor industry did back in the day, which is look at the new avenues that might become really big and start doing work on it right now.
Like AI?
Well, AI is already out there, but like, within AI isn't just like, you don't have to be open AI only, but there's going to be an entire ecosystem that's going to cater to AI.
Yeah.
So start thinking of those possibilities.
Yeah.
if I can't be the head, can I be a cog that becomes essential to the system?
Yeah.
You know, so like, stop trying to replace. This is another thing that like, anyways, but that's the sort of
Yeah.
trajectory that I would be thinking of.
Okay, so final question then. Yeah, what should they do? Invest in? If you have to pick an industry for the UK to like tether their lead to and like invest, basically bet all their chips. What would they do? If not,
I don't have the answer to that. I would have to do some like insane amounts of studies on their economy to understand what their comparative advantages are. Then I would have to do a feasibility on like what I think the world's going to look like in 20 years. But luckily, it's a country with 70, 80 million people with resources to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not my job to do it. It's your country and you have
Ali,
to do it.
It is now. Everybody, the King of England. Come on in, Prince Charles, King Charles.
I have faith in them. They are enterprising people, and they've reached a point where like they either fix themselves or they're going to go through some serious problems.
Yeah.
And I believe they'll fix it.
Can you
You
imagine?
won't see the effects of it now.
No, of course.
But like maybe in a decade or two, you'll be like, oh, England actually recovered.
Can you imagine if the king did come in and was like, hello, Ali. Where I don't know how to.
Check on this sausage, will ya?
No, he's like, I don't quite know how to say this, but I am representing and come in representation of Mr. Keir Starmer and the Great British Isles, and we're all out of ideas. If you could tell us what to do, we would very much make it worth your while. Can you imagine?
Me?
Yeah.
I'd say give me 2 years
2 years.
and certain amount of money and give me like I'm not going to say any of that, but like
No,
you need a lot of brainiacs to be working on this and coming up with like reports on what what UK would look like in 20 years and 30 years, what would be key industries, and then it would be a politician's decision to then make a choice on what investments I want to do. And a lot of it will be based on instinct and advice, but you never know what's going to be true. And then it would depend on that person whether they made the right decisions or the wrong decision. If they make the right decisions, they will be remembered as a great prime minister. If they made a bad decision, they'll be remembered as the guy who ruined everything.
Let's be real, bro. It's not that hard. It's either robots, like there's robotic dogs or some shit. It's microchips, it's AI, or it's like food security or like desalination. I don't know, like some sort of. That's it. It's that. It's one of those. It's not. It's not in fucking textiles. It's robotics. That's it. It's just robotics. That's it. Or in whatever's the information age. Data.
Little bit more complicated than that. But okay,
It's not more complicated than that. That's exactly what it is.
Look, we're running out of time.
Sorry,
and
memes?
we have to do memes, or we do AC/DC review.
Let's choose. Memes. We'll do AC/DC next time. It's loaded up. We'll finish on something light.
Yeah, like
there's only.
I haven't
4.
seen these memes, by the way. So like,
UK should just be a connection for Commonwealth and English-speaking countries in the EU, but they need to reverse Brexit. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
AI will cause the next Great Depression. Oh, yeah, listen, Ali, I have an inside line on this. They already are. Lots and lots of crown money going towards laboratory science spaces.
Yeah, and I think that's a great idea, which is why I have faith in people of the UK.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the one that will be able to give them a magic bullet like you're asking me. Not that they're asking me either.
Yeah, and I know
but I believe in them that they are fully capable of fixing this, and I hope they do. I wish they do.
The US has a stronger tech industry, and they couldn't get chips up and running without just importing the employees from Taiwan and Korea. Someone's saying you need to diversify your markets. Well, this is what you're saying. It's diversifying your market. It's just being like, we're not just being banking.
I agree with that for America. I don't necessarily agree with that for England. I think England probably needs to be highly specialized. Either way, all right.
All right, we got some memes sent by Vish, of course. Are they going to see them? Can they see them?
Yeah.
There's not too many, but they're funny. Oh, I love it so much.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
So as we stand today, are you dating any female?
Yes, I am.
You have a girlfriend.
Yes, I do.
While in transition, you're having a girlfriend.
Yes.
Do you perform the natural obligations?
I'm not sexually active right now.
So what are
By
you doing with
choice.
this lady?
By choice.
By choice.
I've just not. I've chosen not to engage.
Doesn't that make you gay?
What do you mean? Doesn't that make me gay? I am male and attracted to a female.
So who is gay?
That is the upplay. Just making sure that. Come on, mister. Did you have sex with her? No. Why are you gay? That is the upplay in a nutshell. Good work, Vish.
Oh, oh, it's so funny.
Next one, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Family, religion, friendship. These are the 3 demons you must slay if you want to succeed in business. When opportunity knocks, you don't want to be driving to the maternity hospital or sitting in some phony baloney church or synagogue.
Oh my god, that is just Jordan. Self-help in a nutshell.
It's just Jordan. It's just Jordan.
You ask him, how do you succeed? Give up friends. Give up family.
Religion.
Kill your mother if you must.
Or synagogue.
Synagogue.
Oh, shit.
Hate, 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 double hate. Loathe entirely.
All right, last one.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about it. It's basically a comic performance.
Dude, that is so accurate. Is he talking about you? What the hell?
God, are they giving missile? Like you talking to an employer, a potential employee. He's gay. He likes classical music. Vish, once again, just, oh, God. Really, really, really nailed.
Oh, they couldn't hear the memes, but don't worry, I can add it in edit, so they'll be able to do it.
Shit. Well, you can add it in edits.
Yeah, I can add it in edit.
Sorry.
That was a fail.
That was a fail for our live audience, but please don't leave us.
Please don't leave us.
We really love you quite a lot. Dude, no sound, no sound. Well, you'll just have to rewatch on YouTube.
Yeah, you'll just have to rewatch on YouTube. This was a teaser for you.
And then listen to this. There'll be a meme about this from Mish. And there will be. There actually will be. It'll be like the boys enjoying the memes while everyone else is...
Sorry about that, but if you want to watch the memes, just make sure you watch the YouTube video because I'll edit over there. But thank you for joining us. We love you.
Thanks for joining us on
Sign up to Patreon. We need it.
HSP.
We need it.
Shawarma FM.
This has never been truer.
Yeah, we really need it, but we'll keep putting out. We're very excited to put out content, and I actually am. Like, it's cool to be hustling these pods and just to be,
and I know all of you are thinking, there's oversupply. That's too much shawarma. I can't handle that shawarma. But when all of this shawarma is going to go away,
you will miss
behind a paywall.
You will miss this
you
shawarma.
Will miss then you'll be like, oh, I miss shawarma.
Shawarma. There was such good memories for shawarma. It was very. It was like the USSR peak time for shawarma, and you'll miss it. So it won't be this much. It'll be behind a paywall. But Jordan is not here now, so we're gonna have to just keep doing it.
You want Jordan to come back, but once he does come back, you'll realize you never wanted that all along. So make sure you sign up to Patreon and access the uplates and all that stuff. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
Thanks for the support and see you on Up Late, brah.